This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and it's about time for another Stadia news update. Today we're in luck because honestly there's been a crazy amount of good news to cover, from a new first-party studio to game release dates and crossplay. All of that's coming your way, but first let's talk about the latest update to the Stadia feature set that allows you to export your captures, be it clips or screenshots. That means if you've been using the capture button on the Stadia controller or pressing F12 to screenshot or save a video clip, you can now access all of those under the Stadia.com website. Prior to this, you were only able to access those captures from your mobile phone, and it didn't give you an option to export or share them wherever you'd like. With this latest update though, all you have to do is scroll all the way down to the capture section, click on whatever you want to take a look at, and the download button will be right there. This is a great addition and one that's been long awaited, because it finally makes use of the capture button more than just for your own collection. With that said, it's not perfect. For example, you still can't export it to your mobile device if you use the Stadia app. That sort of addition would really go a long way for sharing on Twitter and things like that. All that said, now that the capture feature is live, I want to put in a community request, and that's on behalf of both this channel and StadiaSource.com. We've decided to work on a community highlight reel to really showcase all the fun experiences and moments that you all have. So if you have an epic moment, a funny clip, or anything worth sharing and you want to show it to the Stadia community, send it over via email to gens.clips@gmail.com. There'll also be a page going live at StadiaSource.com, and if it's live by the time this video is up, it'll be in the description as well as the pinned comment of this video. Be sure you put the name you want the clip credited to, because if selected it will be showing up on the video. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel and StadiaSource.com for any updates, but now it's time we move on to the news because we have some big stuff to cover. First up is information about The Division 2. Not only do we have a release date, but we have crossplay and cross progression. Yes, you heard that right, The Division 2 will be launching on Stadia March 17th and include both features, but it is worth noting that they both only work with the PC version of the game. Either way, this is a fantastic title to include into the Stadia game library, especially with the launch of the newest expansion. And having features like crossplay and cross progression really incentivize users to pick it up. Myself, I played it on PC and I will be buying it again on Stadia, especially due to the crossplay support. Just knowing that's there means that there's always going to be people online to play with, and that's a huge deal for Stadia. I'm really interested in seeing how well it works, and if any of you plan on picking this game up, let me know in the comments section below. Next up, we need to discuss the Game Developers Conference because Google was supposed to host a few presentations there, and it's now been postponed due to the COVID-19 virus. I'm sure many people were looking forward to these presentations, but we're in a bit of luck because Google will be still hosting them through a digital experience. There's not too much else confirmed other than that, but you can go to the website and register for updates. I'll be putting a link to it in the description below for those interested. Overall, I'm very curious to see what we find out at GDC. It's mainly a developer-focused thing, but I always find the conversations very interesting. Not to mention, I'm curious to see how they run this so-called digital experience and how it compares to last year. Anyways, what are your expectations for GDC? Are you expecting to hear about any game announcements or a Stadia Connect possibly? After all, this is the event last year that they announced Stadia to the masses. I'm keeping my expectations low, but I am hopeful that we'll hear about some of those Stadia exclusive features like crowdplay. Now we're gonna move on to the final story of the day, and it's a pretty big one because it's a new addition to the Stadia Games and Entertainment studio lineup. This studio will be opening up in Playa Vista, California, and it will be headed by industry veteran Shannon Studstill. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because of the critically acclaimed award-winning Game of the Year title God of War. She was the head boss of the Sony Santa Monica studio, and it's really saying something that Google was able to bring her over to Stadia Games and Entertainment. I really can't stress just how big of a get this is, and I'm super excited to see what comes from the studio. I have absolutely no doubt that she has the leadership experience required to build up a team and head it in the right direction. It is worth pointing out that it'll be quite some time before we see what the studio themselves are going to be producing. After all, they're just beginning, but it is great news to see. Yet again, we have another great example of why all the critics and haters out there are wrong, thinking that Google is going to cancel Stadia. The continued investment that Google is making into the long play for this platform is really starting to show, and this is a huge deal. Over the past few months, they've been acquiring some serious talent to the team, and I have no doubt that all that creativity is gonna really pay off. Google has stated time and time again that games developed with the cloud from the ground up are really gonna be something special, and to know that such a talented group of people are behind the games that are gonna be really showcasing that power, it just really instills quite a bit of confidence, and I seriously cannot wait till we see what they can come up with. Anyways, that covers all the news I have to share with you today, and all I ask is that if you've enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video message is going to be more of a fun question. If you could choose which independent studio Google would try and buy out next, which would it be? Or the other option, would you rather them poach a serious name talent and then start a new studio from the ground up? I look forward to reading your answers. Personally, I'm not too sure which one I would rather go with, but I do kind of enjoy knowing that they're building studios from the ground up. As for who, I would love someone in charge of the Forza Horizon series, as it's become one of my favorite racing game franchises of all time. As always, thank you for watching. This has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. The Gen S community is over 3,500 strong and growing by the day, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.